Oh, look what the cat dragged in. Yes, Wellness Check, the debut of this sub series here on the Brian Campbell Experience. There's one man that I wanted to check in on because when I launched this YouTube channel, everybody and their mother said two things. One, how long before you show your hog, BC? And two, will we get some Boogs on the BC EXP? So, Rafe Bartholomew, world renowned high-selling author, um, protector of all things cruiserweights, my former boxing wife on many occasions, and really the co-star in our own When Harry Met Sally adventure of lifelong boxing podcasting, Mr. Detroit. How the frick are you?
I'll have what BC's having. I'm hanging in there, Brian. I'm doing it. Look, congratulations on the BC experience. Man, I missed you. I missed Boxeo. I missed our people.
I missed what we had.
I missed Mickey Bay. I missed Miguel Vasquez. I missed John Molina. I missed Carlos Molina, the touchy one. I missed it all.
Oh,
and I
wow.
want
The
it
touchy
back.
one, too? Isn't that the one who red pilled Kirkland? I mean, come on, man. Come
I
on.
believe it was a black pill.
Yes, the same colored hat that the guy was wearing at Con Peterson. Rafe, obviously, for people that know, you and I have been podcasting inside the box since Grantland in 2015, through Snapchat, through
That was the most innovative thing we've ever done.
ever.
You say the word, and I'm back on TikTok with you tomorrow.
Well, I saved a good deal of those from 2016, so I may have to bring some of those back and we'll break them down. We went on to pod together through various iterations at CBS Sports amid getting sued over name copyright issues for In This Corner. And, I have a question for you because you're kayfabe only here, bro. I didn't want to press you in real life. I wanted to put it all on camera for the people. If I start this new adventure, if I put my name on it, which I have, I don't know if anyone's going to like this shit. It's really just about the fun and games we do. What do you say to the people, the candy lickers, the jackers, who have been DMing us and saying, is it possible? I mean, look, what I was just on one of the best podcasts in boxing this week. Okay.
They're
That
only like 6. I already listened, man. You and Big Kurt.
Kurt Emhoff, the one of the best in this business. I mean, that's all
He's a lawyer.
That's all that lawyer had to talk about is the soundboard and Rafe coming back. Rafe, I don't even think you watch the box anymore. So look, straight up, first time I'm finding out, are you and I getting back together or fucking not, bro?
Fuck yes, we're getting back together. And I was thinking about how to explain my hiatus, what happened to me, in ways that would make sense to you, a person of your tastes, and our audience of maybe even lower tastes. And I think that is, since 2020, actually almost, if you look to the day, I checked it out earlier, we're almost 2 weeks away from 4 years since the end of our state of combat broadcasting career. So for the last 4 years, BC, you've been keeping me in the cage, but I listen very well. And it's the 10th round, and I'm Chris Algieri, and you about to let me go. And you're not Tim Lane because I want you to be around for a little longer than that.
Tim Lane. Yeah, R.I.P.
By the way, on the power ranking of dearly departed Boxeo figures, we're going to disparage, or you are going to disparage, Tim Lane, Dwight Ritchie. Who else? Just start now. Get it out of the way.
I'm overjoyed that you're saying yes. Are you saying yes to coming out of boxhole retirement, or just saying yes to being willing to reunite with me, turn the camera on, and just let the old magic recirculate, right? I mean, nobody watches Dwyer's every move and speech changes like you, and I think that's magic.
Brian, I've looked at many guys, including Dwyer, including you. And I'm ready for it all. I want to look at more guys. I want to look at beautiful guys, as Triple G used to say after his fights. I want guys, and we're gonna watch guys fight. No, I'm serious. I fell off quite a bit over the last few years because for a long time, and you haven't hit this moment yet, but I stopped getting paid to be part of Boxeo.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it hits you that the price of the brick goes up every month at DAZN.
A service I
And
have, by the
yeah,
way.
good for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to resubscribe, unfortunately. It's an expensive sport to follow. You start, I had some sore feelings for Boxeo that I gave what I felt like my all to it, and believe it or not, the fine sport of boxing did not really give it back. I got boxing is full of shit, man.
I used to love this sport. Are you more
I still
upset?
fucking love it.
Are you more upset at the business, the athletic, the turkey I'm no, sorry, we're not there yet. Are you more upset at, I mean, what was it? Just sort of just got to the end. I mean, look, you did incredible work at the athletic, and then they're like, hey, I think we're not going to do combat anymore. So why don't you F off athletic, all right?
Look, what can you do? I mean, it was the pandemic. Look, I both understand. I've worked in this business for a long time. So have you. I've seen some stuff go down at Grantland. I've seen some stuff go down at Harper's Magazine before. I've seen a lot of weird ish happen.
You used to work with that. You were a stretch 4 on Simo's pickup team back in the day, all right?
It's true, man. I was like a point forward for them almost because my shot wasn't really falling back then at USC. These days, though, I'm telling you, Steve Novak all day.
Oh,
but it was legend. It was hard. I guess I just sort of gave up for a minute. And plus, there's some things that you remain addicted to for your entire life.
Yeah.
In my case, it's the liquid crack, the diet soda.
Don't you remember what B-Hop said about that?
Look, I'm just saying, I loved boxing and I was able to kick that for quite a while. I still have not defeated the liquid crack. It has a hold on me.
Are you on the Fago over there in Michigan in what do they call those people that follow the Insane Clown Posse?
The Juggalos?
The Juggalos, yes. Or are you more on like the wholesome middle America brands? What kind of liquid crack?
I like you playing dumb, Brian, like you've never been to a gathering of the Juggalos yourself. Like you probably don't have some old ICP CDs somewhere.
I'm talking to this Juggalo, like I'm talking to this Juggalo. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. So funny story. One, the best value going right now in southeastern Michigan liquid crack is not with the Fago, it's with the Kroger brand sodas. And so that's really where I do my damage these days. Also, to show you how soft I am, I went ahead and watched too much nature Richard Attenborough shows on the Netflix. And I caught one of those. Look, Richard Attenborough, he's a killer, man. Every episode, they're gonna introduce you to something that you fall in love with, and then you're gonna see it die. It's gonna get eaten by orcas. It's gonna just die of heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
In this case, it was some birds whose stomachs were getting filled by the plastic. And I thought of my liquid crack that I was drinking out of those Fago bottles. And so I had to switch to the cans.
Oh, look at you giving back. I mean, don't fall in love with an orca that no longer exists, just like
Free Willy, man.
Yeah, our boxing pod days. Let's take some of those elephants in the room and show their genitals. I sold out to the skinheads. Let's be very, very upfront, honest. My kids are 16 now. They're going to go to college one day, and I'm going to pay for it. Okay, so I sold out to the MMA. A couple years later, your thoughts?
Look, you adapt or die, right? I mean, that's how it goes. And Brian, I give you a lot of credit because you never let go of the rope in boxing. You always kept a foot in the game. You dragged along so much of Morning Combat's audience into boxing. I think and you did it by sheer force of personality. I don't get the sense that they like or appreciate Boxeo.
Well, they didn't used to. Some have tasted and seen, though. Some have tasted.
Well, look, I mean, a great fight is a great fight, and that's the same in MMA and boxing. I mean, like, it can win any of us over. But no, I mean, you always you never let the flame go out. And that's that. Look, I wish I could say that about myself. Of course, no, I also, I know the paychecks went out, so I don't know if
True, true.
I don't
I
know how
mean,
much that's connected to the flame,
if
but
people are
still.
wondering how much money you've made across your career being my co-host on a podcast, that number is about that much. So I would
Well,
owe
can I be
you.
serious, Brian? And get a little sentimental with you. That's the thing. Like of course it is nice to be a professional and get paid for work, but it's never felt like work when we do this thing here, when
Oh,
we're
wow.
flowing like we flow. And I'll always say yes to that for
Just
any
two
price.
men getting together doing manly things. I love that. Let's get a life update on you. People already know where I'm at. Oh, by the way, I'm currently, this painting. All right. People don't realize we've shared a hotel room a few times in front of paintings like this.
I don't know if you realized that I once came into a hotel room we were sharing after you had already fallen asleep
Yes.
and almost got into bed with you,
With,
and then
with,
and then felt your foot and just jumped out. It's like, oh my
okay.
God.
With genitals exposed. I don't
Oh,
know. I
okay.
don't know
You
if you
do
wanted
remember
me to
that.
share that, but you must have been so sauced up. I think I had to wake up early for something. You were so sauced up that I was like, hey, Hadley Hoodle neighbor, I see your noodle over there. But the thing is, I was I was able to avoid getting handsy. It was unlike Kovalev on that plane, to be fair, right? I was allegedly, but I did want to get, so I'm here at the MGM Grand, obviously, for Canelo Week. Boy, do I want to hear your thoughts on heel Canelo, Turkey al Sheik, and everything going on in boxing eventually. But give me a life update. Is it still you, Marshall Mathers, and Bob Seger as the only white men in Detroit?
Well, look, I don't know if I can claim Detroit anymore. Since the State of Combat days, we have moved even further into the suburbs and now
Ooh.
are in like the Auburn Hills, Pontiac area. So I am actually, and you will appreciate this as a wrestling guy. I am just down the street from the old site of the Pontiac
Yes.
Silverdome,
WrestleMania
which is
3.
now an Amazon Fulfillment Center. WrestleMania 3, yeah, yeah, Amazon Fulfillment Center Silverdome, as well as the old site, and only a few minutes away from there is the old site of the Palace at Auburn Hills.
Yes.
So all of the destroyed memories of our early sports watching days are surrounding me. I live in the middle of
In hindsight, was that entire brawl Ben Wallace's fault? I think we can
it.
agree, right?
You're talking to a New Yorker who grew up. I'm like 2 years younger than Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. I take his side in almost every dispute, especially this one. He did
Okay.
nothing wrong. He was trying to de-escalate. He laid down on the scorer's
He
table.
did.
Not
He
his
did.
fault that Ben Wallace shoved him in the neck, two-handed shoved him in the neck at the end of a game that was already a blowout. Not his fault that that dude threw that woman judge threw a cup of beer on his head.
Please. That's why I'm upset. That woman judge.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, it is. I mean, look, it's not a popular thing for me to say here in southeastern Michigan, but I do kind of blame Ben Wallace, and I can't really go against Ron Artest, even though he's made some questionable decisions in his career.
Well, so have we, Rafe, to be very fair, including this one, probably.
The worst being that time I almost jumped into your bed.
Yeah. Hog wild. I was like, whoa, what are we at? Sturgis right here? This is
What the
great.
F, man? Oof.
You are a product of Manhattan and New York City, and I find it awesome that I now record Morning Combat on Mondays from a studio that is like a block from where you grew up. I walk past the Carmine Center, the Mr. Bob Dabalino Center, where Barbecue Bob once made you a man. It always reminds me of that scene in Basketball Diaries where Leo's in the shower and that Joe Pesci lookalike coach tries to get in on his package. You know what I'm saying, right? You know anything about that?
Man, the showers at Carmine were rough. There's always some interesting little hairballs down there. The toilets, I'll never forget. The toilets were the stainless steel ones with no toilet seats. It was
That's like
a
a basketball
rudimentary
hoop with a
operation.
chain net. That's what it's the
Yeah,
equivalent, you know?
but it did make men out of us.
All right. Well, today's 9/11 and you're a New Yorker, so the floor is yours, Rafe.
That's pretty serious stuff, Brian. I'm not going to make any jokes about that.
I didn't ask you, to be fair, to be very fair. All right.
I'm not doing a whole lot to commemorate the day, but I'm sure at McSorley's, many of the firefighters and NYPD guys who go to the ceremony are there, remembering
Gosh,
the
what's
guys who
next? We're gonna
lost that
make
day.
Dale Senior jokes about turn 4 at Daytona. I mean, come on, where are we
I'm
at in
okay
the
with
modern?
that. I mean,
All
shoot.
right, all right. Wow, Rafe, you and I back together. This is really real. Are you still working for Texas Monthly as one of the finest editors in the land?
I am still an editor on the masthead at Texas Monthly, where I edit a whole bunch of stuff. Most of their sports, some of their print features, some of their print front of the book stuff. It's been very good to me. What's crazy, Brian? This is going to be, I think, in a few months, it will be the longest I've ever had a single job in media. I mean, and
Wow.
that's, I guess, not crazy for these careers these days where like you're lucky if something lasts 2 years. But now I'm going on over 4 years now at Texas Monthly. I have only been to Texas about 3 times.
I read that Ginny Fuse piece before the Olympics. She went on to win a world title with a busted thumb. I don't know if you saw that, Rafe.
Let's say
The
that
captain.
I have paid more attention to the men's side of Boxeo in recent years than female side.
Well, I can't wait to find out once again, whether you care about the type of, I mean, what, I mean, have you noticed? I mean, you're probably not dialed in as much, but with all the uncertainty of, let's say, the PBC's dates with Amazon, we've seen more than ever name fighters show up on club shows. It's like Joey DeWeco heaven. It's great, right?
I did catch a little bit of Boots Ennis fighting in that Masonic Lodge or whatever it
Yes.
was with the folding chairs. You're waiting to see some almost like a WWE, like, oh no, the chair. It's well, the sport goes on. This is it's at the same time though. Well, say what you will about the Saudis, that money is making some big fights, right?
It's making a lot of big fights. I mean, you can talk negatively about that Nevada Boxing Hall of Famer if you want, right? If you want to, but hey, a few people want a free trip to Saudi Arabia that night. It's interesting. We'll see. Wow, I got so many questions about the future of boxing, about the future of us. This is great. Didn't you get married? Are you
I
married?
I'm wifed up.
Congratulations, brother. I
Thank you.
mean,
Yeah, we just did a simple, ran off to the courthouse, realized that if we tried to do something big, we were never going to get it done. So
yeah.
we took care of ourselves first. Still would like to actually have a bigger wedding for our families, but we'll see. Big gift for families.
There it is. There it is. Do you remember when I found 5 different Jeremy Lin shirts on sale for 50 cents at that store on the Sunset Strip that was going out of business, and I threw one to you? Do you wear it proudly or no?
I don't think I have that one. I still have my Usyk sweatshirt. I still have some of my the biggest loss was that incredible black Ryan Garcia flash shirt I bought
Yes.
at StubHub Center
Where
in
is it?
Carson. I don't know. I lost it in a wash, man. It's
Oh
one of
my
those
God.
things that
I
just
can't wait to
disappeared.
hear your Ragai
It'll
takes.
show up someday in New York, but I have not seen it in years, and that was sweet.
Well, I still got the crazy angel hat that you gave me with the middle fingers. And by the way, Angel Garcia just had a stroke in April. I was interviewing DSG, the swag champ, and he said that Angel was hitting the bag a little too aggressively. I mean, you got to, first thing you do is you got to, what did Freddie say that time? You got to play with the bag a little.
Play with the bag a little.
He played too aggressively, unfortunately, but he's bounced back. He's doing well. He will be in the corner this Saturday. I mean, you want to talk about hashtag washed welters, hashtag old guy fights. Who had Laura DSG for the middleweight title on their bingo card this week?
Oh
Wow.
it's pretty gross, Brian.
I
This is
love
one
it.
of the crazy. How do I stop paying close attention to boxing for this long, and then all of a sudden, the same guys who've been fighting for the last 15 years are back again. Danny Garcia is a natural 140 pounder. What is he doing up there at 160?
Chasing history. Okay. Chasing history is the answer.
Daring to be great.
Yes. I did the C Angie twins ever spin off and put out some albums? I stopped following that side of the business.
Yeah, I tried to. Honestly, at least now it's probably legal to follow them, but it's probably gotten a lot worse to look at.
You know what this is equivalent of? It's like if somebody wow, it's the equivalent of the plot to Hard to Kill, apparently. Somebody you know and love just stepped out of that connection you had with them. They had a coma. They grew a coma beard like this ginger thing you're putting out here, Canelo style, and you get to now
Not ginger,
explain.
mate.
Yeah, you get to now explain to them everything they missed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is great. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on Ryan Garcia, on everything that has happened in box. This is going to be a great future for us. Oh my God.
Well, and
By the way,
I was gonna say I'm gonna do my part, Brian. I'm gonna be out there like Seagal. I don't know if I'm willing to shave my coma beard quite yet, but I
Okay.
will tell you, sometimes I trim it down and just get like the fireman mustache, and I can walk into some of these gas stations out here.
Yes.
I'm like Prime Tiger going into a Perkins, man. They're just like, "Are you a fireman?" I'm like, Maybe.
You live in
Anyway,
the fire.
yeah. I party like a fireman. But I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna be out there like Steven Seagal, running however Steven Seagal runs, like with the little T-Rex flappers, and I'm gonna be hitting that stick. And eventually I'm gonna get back and get me a nice little black tank top, and I'll be ready.
All right, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm a 46-year-old washed man who can't help but having whites and grays pop out everywhere. And I mean everywhere if you want to get gross. You're not that much younger than me. I don't see a damn gray on that ginge. What are you fooling us right now? Do you have young genes? What is happening?
I am 42 years old now, Brian. So I did cross the threshold into super washed. I feel it in my body, but it has not shown up in my hair yet. I think it's also the lighter hair. It's harder to see a white here and there.
Yeah.
But also, no, I ain't looking like you. I promise you that. It ain't happening. Not
Well,
yet.
I've seen firsthand that the drapes do match the curtains, so we can move on from that. Did you send the Estradas a wedding gift?
Who are they again?
Chris Mannix, congratulations on your.
Are we allowed to talk? Didn't you
I
get
don't
in
think
trouble
so.
for
But
saying
we
that out
are
loud?
allowed to talk about in terms of engagements. I didn't see this coming. You remember the days of PBC Kate to Kate, right?
Oh, I didn't see it. Well, because before
Malik
all we used
Scott.
to see coming was Malik on his friend,
Malik Scott and Kate Abdo. Who would have thought? Congratulations to them, but who would have thought, Rafe?
Well, look, Malik does have a little bit of what, in Seinfeld, they used to call it the Kavorka. There's something about that guy with the cigars,
Yes.
that shiny ball head. Like he's slick in his own way. He probably seduced Deontay Wilder a little too much into trying to be a fighter he wasn't, and getting him hurt in the ring a few times. But
did he take a dive against
his
Deontay?
lady.
Did he take a dive against Deontay? I need you to answer the question.
I think so. I mean, what? Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. No, look, did he take a dive? No. Was he ready to go down? Yes. Fighters know how to get out of a fight when it's time.
Did Tony Thompson break his wife's hip after the David Price first fight? Okay.
She took a dive. She took a dive in that one.
All right. So, I don't know what the future brings, but the future is us, apparently. I don't know if we do it weekly, bi-weekly, tri-weekly, or whenever there's something to talk about. But I'm here to, step one, take out the box. Step two, and then step three is, I think, a reach around inside the box. So this is the most exciting reunion I've seen since, or union, maybe since Vanes signed with Don King and refused to get that Charlo tattoo, maybe, right? Or AB, Adrian Broner and Don King in 2024, right? Oh my God.
If sliding doors moment, if Vanes had gotten that tattoo, would things have turned out differently for the Charlos?
That's a great question.
Would Jermell have beaten Canelo?
I don't know. Do you know when I launched this channel, my first thought was, is Rafe around? But my second thought was, do you think I could track down Litzau?
I'm sure you can. Litzau, yes, you can. The same way that our dude out in Pittsburgh is always available for interviews.
Spatty.
Yeah, Spadafora.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you want to talk about the time that he really gave it to Floyd in sparring. Litzau, no, look, Litzau, I one thing I would like to do, and look, far be it from me to start throwing content plans at you on the Brian Campbell Experience channel, but why don't we go back and watch some of those Litzau Celestino Caballero fights,
Oh,
and
wow.
then maybe the Broner Litzau fight, which I would enjoy a lot more.
So we
But
just
you know, let's do some classics.
rewatch our classics,
That's
rewatch
right.
our, oh, wow.
Digging in the crates.
You know, we had an affinity for some of those fights that'll never be fight of the year, will never probably be talked about again, but we lived them. We loved them. I mean, do you remember when I was
Lewis Ritson versus Robbie
Ken
Davis?
Patera? Yeah, yeah. Remember
Yeah.
that
No,
fight?
no, no. Ken Patera, you called that one. Patera just outclassed him. But the two hard men fight with Robbie Davis Jr., that was a special one.
I still follow Ted Cheeseman on Instagram. No matter where his career takes him, I'm following him. Okay,
Is
it's
he over the
fantastic.
gambling?
I don't think so, but he still has great abs and nice women in his life. So shout out to the big cheese right there. Wow. All right, Rafe. You know, old is new again. So your old balls are back in business. Box fans out there, get ready to unite. Okay. We talk about cruiserweights. We talk about what else did we used to talk about? I don't even remember.
Mostly cruiserweights, pouring water on balls, cooling them down.
So
Um,
here's the
hmm.
deal. My producer, I might be covering my microphone here. I need a producer. My producer says he has a way to bring the soundboard back.
Does that seem true? Even on video, that was that was always the problem. On video, it just didn't make sense. Especially you'd be looking down and like,
Right. And then we'd have to stop for 35 seconds to hear some stupid thing for the 50th time. It did work better in audio form. I don't know if we have to pick and choose better in this form, or I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm willing to try it. All right.
Look, I'm down. I also think it's okay if the soundboard is just, you know, an if you know type thing for
Yeah.
the true hardcores out there.
Okay, then my final question, because I got to go change. How good is life right now? I'm in Vegas about to host this Canelo Berlanga press conference for PBC, and guess who my two wingmen are?
Uh, I'm gonna guess Fat Joe and Cuban Link.
Good to try. Andre Berto of Harvest fame
Pretty good.
and Andre Durrell. This is awesome, right?
Oh, oh, not the dog. That's Anthony.
No, no, the original. So I'm fired up, but I was hoping that unlike the first time when you jacked, that if we can get Dwyer back, you would do a three-way with us.
I get sure. Look, I commit. I say yes to that. I don't even know what Dwyer, you know, is he still in his prime? I'm not in my prime. Are you? You might be in your prime, but if Dwyer's not in his prime, you know, I might just let that. He's another lawyer. I don't want to mess with him.
All right, Domino style, 30 minutes or less. It was great to talk to you. I can't wait to see what the future brings. Breaking news, Boogs is back in the box, back on the pod, back in our hearts. Nobody holds a grudge through generations and decades like you. I can't wait to see where this goes. This is great.
And there's only one person I have no grudges against. I'm looking at him right now.
Oh, wow. That's very nice of you. All right. People get ready. The future is now. You want to, you know, promote anything in the meantime, or just, you know?
I want to promote, well, please like and subscribe and comment and rate and do everything you need to do on the Brian Campbell Experience, because that will be, I am exclusively signed to them right now for my broadcast career. And you know where to find me. You know how to look me up with my long, difficult to spell name, Rafe Boogs on Twitter, Chupaeng on Instagram. I don't even have Instagram on my phone anymore.
Did you? Were you speaking?
Yeah, well, it's a dirty joke that probably doesn't bear explaining, but it has to do with fellatio.
Well, it's right on brand right there. Rafe Boogs is back. I couldn't be happier. Let's celebrate life together. Okay. Let's do like men should do in 2024. All right.
With liquid crack.
There it is. Thank you so much.